Hey guys, Stormcrow here, and as I promised, here's the Volume 4 set for Shimmer. Mostly got it because I needed to fill out my women's division with mostly because of this reboot I was forced to do. Uh, at first glance, I pretty much gotta say so far it fairly impressive. Start off, we got the tag team of BaleSpin, Casey Spinelli and Xandra Bale. Pretty much fairly simple. Casey focusing on power and Xandra focusing on agility. Fairly decent stats with both of them having below average pin ratings. Each of them have, I believe, Spinelli having +1 finisher while Xandra is 0. Only downside I can see is that Xandra has a 3 move on level 1, but because of her low power, it will only work against opponents with +3 or +4. I suppose it's good balancing, but it also means I would recommend not using her when it comes to tag matches. Don't send her in first. Excuse me. Then, for first of the new updates, we got Mia Yim. Definitely a vast improvement over her CZW card. Both power and agility get boosted by 1. Her death jump rating is improved, and her turnbuckle and ring rating have swapped, making turnbuckle A, and her offenses are much better, specifically level 2 with 3 threes and a +2 finisher on 3. Then we got Nicole Matthews, formerly of the Canadian Ninjas. Definitely not. Now that she doesn't have any tag moves on level 3 anymore, I can finally use her in singles matches, even if I want to keep the Canadian Ninjas in. But with the fact that Portia Perez has retired in real life, I'm probably not going to do that. Probably swap the Ninjas out for BaleSpin. Then we have the very first Heart of Shimmer champion, Nicole Savoy. Stat-wise, above average in both power and agility, average chart ratings, and aside from that, and 2 finishers of 0 and +1. Standard. Everything's pretty much standard. Then we got Shayna Baszler. I know, first glance, doesn't look very feminine, but then again, when it comes to women in MMA who were originally MMA fighters, looks aren't exactly their priority, and 2 0 finishers, so definitely can boost up, can ramp up the opponent's fatigue. Got a 3 on level 1 without any checks, and balanced stats with a -2, which is usually the standard when it comes to power wrestlers, even though there are rare occasions of -3 among women. Then we got Shazza Mckenzie. Similar, well, one thing I did mention about Xandra was that her power is worse than her, worse than her. In the case of Xandra has a +3 power, -2 agility, so slight disadvantage on her. But in Shazza's case, so slightly, she's slightly less agile in this case, but a little more powerful, but the equal deficiencies, I suppose. Apart from apart from a +1 finisher, average at best, but you never know. Lastly, we got Solo Darling. I've seen her in action myself, and quite interesting. And as expected, as you can see down here, there is an ability called Sugar Rush. Basically you roll the die and see what happens with. And if it goes in your favor, she temporarily gets her stats boosted, and until she falls victim to a pinning situation, and until that time, her stats, one of her defenses, and her finisher and agility increase. Other than that, she's average stats and but deficient outside the ring. So I would definitely recommend this for, like as I've said, for a decent twist to your women's division, and a lot of variables can be thrown in, I suppose. So most likely the next plan to get, as I mentioned last time, would be the 2133 for GWF. So, but that's not going to come out until early July. So I would like to try to review something else. I might get another set in June, but no promises. So stay tuned until next time. Bye.